But
Jesus, scurrilous.
That would have been quite funny, wouldn't it?
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. It's the
16th
of April. I'm Andrew. She's Elaine, or she's Andrew. I'm Elaine. Whatever you're having yourself. Weather-wise, now there's a bit of good news, right? So today it's a bit kind of drizzly and misty outside to start this morning, and we will see some sunny spells later on. Very breezy again, but it breaks Thursday, and that's when the warmer weather. And I had a look actually last night. The Saturday, if you're going to the doubleheader in Killarney for the ladies and the men's, looks like it's lovely.
Oh, that's
really
good.
Saturday,
yeah, it makes all the difference for a day like that, doesn't it?
Big time, yeah.
How are you today, Andy?
I'm sleepy.
All good? Sleepy. We have got a busy show coming up, but let's take a quick check on today's papers now. Front page of the Irish Mirror today is anybody there, and the EIR in there is pictured. Actually, that's very bad grammar. It could teach our children bad habits, but anyway, the whole story, of course, is about court appearance, right? So a judge yesterday blasted Air, the company Air, after a court heard they threatened their staff with disciplinary action if they handled customer complaints. So you might have heard of bit of an issue with trying to get through to somebody with Air and customer complaints. So a judge says he's not going to take it. So he slammed the telecoms giant's customer complaints scandal. That's according to the front page of the Mirror today. Jurgen Klopp pictured there. Klopp rallies the Reds after a couple of disastrous performances by Liverpool, particularly at Anfield. Let's pool ourselves together is the headline there. And then more on what's gone on with the FAI. Chief executive has gone. Still no manager. We've got an interim chief executive now and an interim manager at the head of, well, I suppose John O'Shea is kind of not really the interim manager even anymore, is he?
There was calls last night to make John O'Shea the interim CEO.
Oh, for God's sake. Surprise me.
I just saw a tweet last night. I thought, that's clever.
That's the front page of the Daily Mirror as well today.
More on Air than on the front page of the Irish Times. Judge labels Air a disgrace over staff manual, and like Elaine said there. I'm paraphrasing now, so I saw the screen grab of it last night, but essentially it was basically, you're in the staff manual, you're not allowed. So if Elaine Kinsler rings me up and I'm the person dealing with her on the phone, I was not allowed to give her a customer complaint number. I wasn't allowed to give her, there was other bits that basically I couldn't give it to her to make it easier for her.
Yeah,
it was set to be impossible. So I think a lot of people were not surprised by this yesterday. But yeah, that's the main story in the front page. Donald Trump picture there as well. Trump faces the music amid a mad carnival of emotion. So the criminal trial is set to begin. It's all to do with the payments to Stormy Daniels. It's in a lot of the papers today. But you see the photograph they've used.
Yeah,
that's him staring. That's from the court yesterday. It's him staring at the various jurors as the jury selection was beginning. That's intimidating. But probably not surprising to anybody. No juror has been selected yet. You know, they can kind of excuse X, Y, and Z or whatever. So, yeah, that's also in the Times today as well.
The front page of the Irish Examiner today, cancer survival to fall without funding. We mentioned a similar story in the front pages of the papers last week, I think it was, with the Irish Cancer Society warning that there's not enough money being pumped into cancer care in Ireland. Well, cancer survival rates are set to decrease unless proper funding is invested in Ireland's healthcare system. The Taoiseach has been warned by a group of the country's leading cancer experts. It's the main story in the Examiner today. New announcement as well, new proposals yesterday about cameras. So these are cameras that'll find drivers who break red lights. It's a whole new system of technology to police our roads. So new cameras will automatically find motorists who break red lights. Set to be introduced later this year, the Transport Minister announced. And you were saying, Andrew, it's more than that though. It's not just red lights.
Yeah.
People not wearing seatbelts, the cameras will be able to detect issues like this as well.
Seatbelts and using your phone as well, they'll be able to detect all of this. So there's a lot of change going on. Oh, and I also read yesterday, and I don't know if it related to that, but I did read yesterday that you know, when you're driving up the M7 motorway, like if you're driving from here to Dublin and you come across at some point, I can't remember exactly where it is. It's beyond Bird Hill, and there's the average speed camera.
Yeah, it's just beyond Bird Hill. Yeah.
Well, they're going to be adding more of those to not just motorways, but to other roads as well. So let's say if you were driving between Tralee and Killarney, and you know there's a stretch there where you could potentially speed. Well, there could potentially, I'm not saying that road now, I'm just using that as an example. They could put in those average speed cameras there as well. So
we were going to Dublin a few weeks ago, and I was explaining to my daughter, because I thought it'd be a good maths lesson, the average speed cameras. And then I was there, if people think they're going too fast, then they can slow way down. Then, you know, we're talking about averages and blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, whatever, like not interested. And then on the way home, I was just like, oh, average speed cameras. We were just entering the zone again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way you just get distracted. Like, I was just like, definitely went a little bit over the speed limit, like a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, be careful. And then next minute, just started listening to the radio, doing my thing. And then saw the end of the average speed cameras.
Yes.
I was like, no, what? I'm always like super careful.
And what had passed by? 3.6 seconds?
I don't know. But I think they're a great idea.
Great idea.
They are a great idea. They're in the Port Tunnel as well in Dublin. And they're into other places, but they are good because they do make you just kind of say, cop on to yourself now.
Yeah.
Do you know? And they're very obvious. They're the yellow arm
and
on
they have a
them.
big light in them as well. Like, you can't miss them.
Yeah.
But the amount of complaints I saw yesterday, like, oh, more money making rackets. Just don't speed.
Yeah, just don't speed.
If you don't speed, you don't get a fine. It can't be more plainer than that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's money.
No, just
anyway,
drive at the speed limit.
To me.
Yeah, I agree.
The Mail then this morning, we have to speed up the planning system. Ireland's planning system is too slow to deliver the number of houses needed and must be reformed, the governor of the central bank has warned. And then more on Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump. Trump smirks at the jury in criminal trial over Stormy Daniels. That's on the front page of the Mail today.
Now, RT Investigates last night had a discussion about Ireland's abortion services, the realities of using that service, gaps in the system of care as well. So that was the discussion on RT Investigates, and there's a lot of discussion about that, as you would expect, on X this morning. So lots of people talking about that. There's huge news for Leinster as well, Leinster fans. I think it was a surprise, was it? Was there any talk about this beforehand?
I think it's a massive surprise.
They announced the signing of Geordie Barrett. He'll be coming from the Hurricanes in December. The All Black coming to Leinster. So that's some big news there for them. And a lot of people chatting about that as well online, as you would expect.
A couple of big names coming in there, including RG Snyman as well this season. So Leinster, lads, that was a big shock yesterday. Chelsea are trending. They hammered Everton 6-0 last night. And Elaine has already mentioned it's in the papers. The FBI, Jonathan Hill yesterday left the role as CEO with the replacement to be announced. Maybe they'll announce in a joint press conference the new manager and the new CEO.
It's the same person. We're combining the jobs.
Well, listen, we're going to put the role into one job. It'll be for half the money. So, so we are expecting an announcement on the new manager. They said by early April. We're now officially midway through April. So will we get an announcement by the end of the month? Who knows?
It sounds like they don't have anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and the thing is, I agree, because they were so coy on the whole thing. You're like, oh, it must be somebody who's in contract. Yeah. And then the fact that it's April means it must be an international manager, because obviously all of the other managers will be in contract at the end of the season. And then somebody's like, oh no, but maybe there's somebody who's set to leave their role with a club in June or July, but they could announce that person now. And I was like, all right, okay. But I think you're right. I think it sounds like they don't have anybody. Yeah.
Right, we better go. We've got a busy one, and we're looking forward to it. So you can comment here, but it's actually handier to probably send us a WhatsApp on 083 300 3300, and have a good Tuesday, whatever you get up to.
Best wishes.
Best wishes, yes. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Will we just stand here and see how long people watch?
No, I'm walking away.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go over here now, because I'm going to drink my coffee in peace. In pieces.
See that, lads? She wants to drink her coffee in peace. It's a bit